Alright, welcome back to another video. My opinion on things. Let me bring the mic. There we go. So, today's opinion, I'm gonna talk about the gaming community as a whole. I know I've mentioned a lot of games, a lot of companies and stuff, and my opinion about certain companies, EA, goals. Today I wanna tackle gaming in itself whole. I grew up playing a lot of video games. I've played a variety of different games, both new and old. Returned to older ones, I've returned to newer ones. Played some games that not many people play. Play games that everyone plays. That's just a normal thing. But I have one issue with the community, especially the gaming community, which I'm talking about today, is that it is different. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing depending on what it is. Some games have good communities, some games have bad communities, and vice versa. Some games that are not my forte can have both good and bad, and that goes for any game you can mention. There will always be a toxic crowd, the gatekeeping crowd, and whatever. But one thing I want to talk about is, in particular, the ones that I am associating myself with: the sports crowd, the FPS crowd, the like MMORPGs, the rogues, roguelites, survival games, all those stuff, and also racing games. My opinion on that is like a lot of people recently have, um, whether I have disconnected myself from set group of people, I have blocked their content or their profiles and stuff on the internet, whether it be Twitter, YouTube, or anywhere else. I still feel like I cannot go on the internet and look at the new games without having my algorithm forced to be greeted with these negative videos that are only nitpicking the bad things, even though I have made everything I can to block out all of that stuff that I don't want to see. I still get it in my feeds and stuff, even though I don't follow people who is associating himself with posting negative content on the internet. And I have my opinions. Like I said, this is a opinion based videos, and most of it might be very negative in itself, and that might be kind of contradicting, but I'm trying to paint a very fair picture for everyone to understand where I'm coming from with my videos, which I'm openly admitting that sure, I don't like how EA in today's society or today's gaming market is treating the games. But what I like about EA in the past was how they treated the players back then. They did a lot of things that the community wanted. We wanted, example, a new Need for Speed game, and they would, give us that was new, different, and interesting. And sure, my opinion about Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 are not the best, which is, along with everyone else thinking we was betrayed at that. But you get my point. Same with NHL. I feel like ever since 2015, 2016, gaming as a whole has become more driven by controversy, negativity, hate towards certain aspects. I've seen a lot of people recently, or I've heard from friends of mine, that people are complaining about the new Halo stuff, that certain characters are not as, or certain women in the game are not sexually appealing to them, which makes the game bad, and that is a very stupid thing to say, because when you play a game like Halo, of course, your first thing is you're playing as Master Chief, you know, the great, iconic player, or the character, not player, but it's a character. And no one who plays Halo, from what I know and from what I've seen, no one is playing Halo for the sexualization of female characters in the game, which is very weird. You're playing as a Spartan who is trying to save humanity. I'm sorry for the noise outside. My balcony door is open. Anyways, back to it. You play Halo for Master Chief. You don't play Halo for a woman. That's not the point. It's a hero game, in my opinion. Um, and there's so many weirdos on Twitter. I could name them, but it's not worth naming weirdos. And sure, I do it with my friends. We name the names, but that's because my friends also know who they are, and we all collectively agree that it's kind of a weirdo thing to fixate on picking like the most niche things that have nothing to, like, that has no correlation to your gameplay. And that thing can be said with a lot of games. And another game that I want to talk about that I like, but most people will always bring up the classic argument, is Recreation. It's a racing game created by the people who made Burnout, or like people from Criterion who worked on Burnout. Um, Good game in my opinion. Sure, I haven't played a lot of it because um, I don't have it downloaded, and I will probably download it again, play it some more, enjoy my time on it, and I enjoyed the game for the little time I had before I forgot to install it again after reformatting my PC and such. Um, what other people thought about, like, there's certain creators, in quotation, in my opinion, that have, bashed the game and always compare it to older games that have no correlation to what Recreation is. And there's like, I could name them, but uh, them being named is like you're giving um, these ignorant people some light. I don't want to give ignorant people who um, always compare the same old game to everything just because they don't like that game itself. Um, and I will always say this: I like Recreation. I like, smaller games. I don't care what people say about the games that I enjoy. If they don't like it, then they don't like it. If I enjoy it, I will play it. I will have my time. Um, Same thing with like smaller racing games. People can say that, oh, this game is not done, whatever, and they wouldn't recommend it, but I would still play because I find that interesting. So I will go out of my way to spend my money the way I want to spend it. And if these quote unquote creators are just gonna sit and bash the game, um, I always say this: if they're gonna hate or talk trash or compare it to a game that is older than what the game they are comparing to is, then I always say this: they should go and make their own game and see how easy it is. But if you call them out on it, they get really offended by it, and then they make up an excuse and say everything, all those things, and it's very common. So um, that's also my thing. It's like this is why also I'm kind of disconnected from the community basically, and that's my opinion. It's like there's too much bad stuff being pushed out because sure it generates the most views, but that also pushes away people like myself who wants to enjoy gaming without having to sit and listen to people bashing developers on a constant basis, thinking they are the better person, when in reality, when that same, trash talking comes back at them, they go and run off and they become offended by it and they're trying to blame it on, the world. That's my take on it. So in the end, my opinion about the gaming community is it is bad. It was good at one point, but it has turned into trash in the later years, in my opinion. And I will continue to be disconnected from it until people realize that enjoying games that are different is okay. And I've learned that for years. Like I have accepted the fact that not every game is appealing to me, and that's fine. And I can have my opinion, but I don't anymore go out and say, "Oh, you shouldn't play this game, or you shouldn't play that game because it's bad, isn't that, or it's good, or you must play it and stuff," because that's just corny. So yeah, my opinion is I will stay away from the gaming community. I will not interact that much with it like until I get a more positive outlook on things. But then again, most of the negativity comes from Twitter, and I always take Twitter with a grain of salt. And also, by saying this, I will probably just spend way less time on Twitter overall, and be less active over there, and you know, just do my thing, play games, maybe stream, maybe make other content, whatever it is. But yeah, that was my opinion number 7, and it was on the game community. And I thank you for watching, and as always, you know the drill. Um, Comments are off, ratings are off. Until then, I will see you for the next episode of this series. Yeah, see ya.